Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel Pips and Profit. And in this series we are introducing what forex trading is, and this series of videos is forex trading for every beginner. This is the part 3 and we're going to be discussing forex trading sessions. Right, so quickly to what we have for today: forex trading sessions. What are forex trading sessions? These are various times in which various major economies are actively trading the market. Okay, everyone can take advantage of it from any region, but in this particular trading sessions, we will see higher volatility. When we say higher volatility, we mean we're going to be seeing more activity in the forex market during these sessions. Okay, we have major forex trading sessions which we would like to pay attention to in this video. All right, and in these major trading sessions, whenever they are on, we're going to be seeing volatility. We're going to be seeing high level of activities in the market during this period. Okay, so having explained what trading sessions are, we have three major forex trading sessions, and for each of those sessions they can be operated globally, and these activities fluctuate during different trading sessions, primarily influenced by the opening and closing times of major financial centers around the world. And for this video, we are discussing three major forex trading sessions by three major financial centers, which includes the Asian, the London, and the New York trading centers or financial trading centers. Okay, and these periods in the market move the market more than any other period. So these three forex trading sessions are the major, others are minor. We want to focus on the major so that you can see how to take advantage of it. First, we're starting with the Asian session, or some people call it the Tokyo session. Since the Tokyo market is the prevalent or the strongest in the Asian region, many people focus on the Asian session. And for every time we're listing here, we're giving it at standard GMT, all right, or EST, which is the time for the New Yorkers. Okay, so we're using standard GMT, and we're also giving an option for the EST equivalent of, that is the Eastern time equivalent of all the times we are listing here. Okay, so if you're not comfortable with the EST times, you can take advantage. You can use the GMT times to understand it. Okay, so for the Tokyo session, it opens at 12 a.m. GMT. So you can convert that to your own local time. Later in this series, I'm going to introduce to you one of the tools I use to convert this time to my local time. Okay, so it opens at 12 a.m. GMT, and there is an overlap with the Sydney session. The Sydney session is a minor session, so we may not pay attention to that. All right, and the focus of the Asian market is particularly the Japanese yen, which is one of the strongest currency in the Asian region. All right, so major currencies that you're going to see that moves in the market, or where you see major activity in the market during this session, is in the Japanese yen. All right, typically volatility in this session is quite high for the Japanese related currency or any Asian related currencies, and this session sees moderate volatility but can experience high volatility during economic data releases from Japan and other Asian sessions or Asian countries. Later in this series, I'm also going to tell you about data releases. Okay, and when these data releases are basically news releases, economic news releases, such as the GDP announcements. We have the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index. We have the PPI, the Producers Price Index. We also have the we have the monetary policy. Yeah, we have monetary policies of these countries, and we have employment, payrolls, and the likes of it. I'm going to introduce all that in another video. Okay, but when these monetary policies are released, we see high volatility in these markets. For instance, in the Asian session, when we see the Chinese or the Japanese economic news or economic data release, we will tend to see high volatility in relative pairs that concerns these sessions. All right. So during this session, we tend to see high volatility in Asian related currencies, especially the Japanese yen. And when there is economic data release, we tend to see higher volatility in the relating currency pair. So for instance, when there is a data release in Japan, we tend to see high volatility in Japanese paired currencies like the GBP JPY, the USD JPY, and the likes. The next session is called the London session, and it opens at 8 a.m. GMT, which is about 3 a.m. Eastern Time, but using GMT, it opens at 8 a.m. And most times it is considered as the most crucial session due to high liquidity and overlap with other sessions. The London session has an overlap with the Asian session and also an overlap with the New York session. So there's usually high liquidity because there are many people who are trading it because of the overlap. They want to take advantage of the volatility of the Asian session, the London session, and the New York session. Okay, and volatility in this market usually comes up from that 8 a.m. open till the closing time, and it is marked by increase in trading activity, especially during the few hours when it overlaps with the end of Asian session. So when the Asian session is closing, it's about the same time when the London session is opening. So there is usually high volatility. People want to take advantage of it. And regarding the economic data releases, when there is economic data release across any European country, we tend to see a relative increase in volatility in any European related currencies, especially the euro and the Great British Pound. So if there is a British release or British economic data release, we tend to see high volatility on any and every British paired currency like the GBP USD, the GBP AUD, we have the Euro GBP. We tend to see high volatility in any currency pair that has GBP. Similarly, if there is any economic data release in European countries that use the euro like France, we have Germany and the likes, we tend to see high volatility in any currency pair that has the euro. I hope this is clear. Now, the last trading session we're going to talk about is the New York session. The New York session opens at 1 p.m. GMT, which is about 8 a.m. EST. All right. Now, the significance of this trading session is typically the final major session of the trading day, overlapping with the end of London. I'm going to show you a map that shows the overlap of these sessions. Okay. And generally, this session experiences the highest volatility of the forex market, especially during the overlap with the London session and during important economic announcements. And because the US dollar is like a benchmark currency, so many people are trading it. So we tend to see high volatility in this market. Okay, now over to the overlap of these trading sessions. We have the Sydney sessions, which I told you is a minor session, so we may not pay attention to that maybe later. But we have the Tokyo session, like I said, it starts from 12 a.m. GMT, which is about 00 GMT, to about 9 a.m. GMT, as you can see. So it's from 12 a.m. GMT to about 9 a.m. GMT. Right, so this is when the session takes place. Now, the London session, we start about 8 a.m. GMT to about 4 p.m. GMT. Now, you see that there is an overlap between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. 8 a.m. is when the London session is opening, and 9 a.m. is when the Tokyo or the Asian session is closing. So there's kind of an overlap between these two sessions. So 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the overlap. So while the London session is running from 9 a.m. through to 4 p.m., the New York session is opening at 12 noon GMT plus 1. Sorry, GMT. The New York session opens at 12 noon GMT and runs through to 9 p.m. GMT. There is also an overlap in between the New York session and the London session, being that the London session ends by 4 p.m. GMT and the New York session starts by 12 noon GMT. So there is about a 4 to 5 hour overlap between the London session and the New York session. Okay, so you can look at your current time zone and know the session to take advantage of, because in some session, based on your time zone, you may be asleep. Okay, so for someone who's trading in London, you may be asleep during the Tokyo or the Asian session because it's about midnight in London, all right, but it's daytime um, in Asia. All right. So for someone who is trading around whose time zone is around GMT, you should be looking to take advantage of the London session into the early part of the New York session. Okay, that's just a random example. So you should know your own trading time or your time zone and find out which session you should be trading. If you don't know that, you can write or you can type your time zone in the comment section, and I'm going to tell you the trading time or the trading sessions that you should be trading. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. If it was, as usual, click on the like button, make your comments, and also share this with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Share this video with your friends so that they can also take advantage of it and become a forex trader just like you. Cheers, and see you in the next video.